Okay. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the Python basics. In last session, we were discuss about what is Python and what is the history of Python and how to install the Python. That's what we were discussed in last session. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the Python interpreter, how Python interpreter works, how what are the different IDs. Already we discussed about the different IDs in the last session itself, like spider, Qt console and all. So let me talk about the Python interpreter. Interpreter, what do you mean by interpreter? Interpreter means execute the program, Python program line by line. Execute the program line by line. Line by line. So whatever the first of all, what you do in the source code editor. Editor means different Python editor like a Jupyter Notebook, like a Spider, like a Qt console. Whatever the different editors we have. For each editor, we have the source file. Source file means same code we have written. So once you written the code, as we know that Python is a high level programming language. So what do you mean by high level programming language? Where users can understand the program, where users can write the program, human understandable language. So with the help of compiler, it converts the high level programming language into mission level understanding program, like which is nothing but byte or code format, byte format. So machines or systems can able to execute only low level programming language. So here what do you mean by low level programming language? Any program which is in the format of zeros and ones, that program is called as low level programming language. With the help of compiler, we can convert the high level programming language into low level programming language. With the help of virtual machine, what do you mean virtual machine? Virtual machine stands the large standard of modules and libraries, collection of largest libraries and modules. With the help of libraries and modules, we can able to execute the program, and here running the program. Here with the help of Python interpret, what Python interpret does, it converts the line by line or row by row. So that is how it will execute. So whatever the first Python code is the first, it will check the syntax check and translator. Translator, what translator does, it converts the high level program into low level program. Translator, simple to say, converts high level program into low level programming, into low level program. So low level program is which is in the format of byte code format, which is in the form of byte code. And so this byte code as input it will take, and then with the help of Python virtual machine. What do you mean PVM Python virtual machine? It consists of large standards of library and modules. Large standard of library and module. And then we will get an output. Output means it will execute the row by row. It will get an output. Different output. So in Python, we have the different IDEs, Spider ID, Qt console. ID means, what do you mean by ID? Integrated development environments. Integrated development environments. Integrated development environment. So here in these IDs, we are going to look into the different IDs like Spider ID, Qt console, Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab, PyCharm. For us, only, we already discussed about Spider in the last sessions, Qt console. In our session, we are going to look into the Jupyter Notebook. Across the industry, 95% of the people are using the Jupyter Notebook. So every data scientist, most of the data scientists are using the Jupyter Notebook. So only for the purpose of deployment point of view, some of them are using the PyCharm. Compared to Jupyter Notebook, in terms of deploying the model and all, PyCharm works somewhat better as compared to Jupyter Notebook. So only for the deployment team they might use the PyCharm, but development perspective everyone prefer to use the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, let's say Jupyter Notebook. What is it? It is an application or app. So as we said that, as already we discussed, it is a open source web application. It is an open source web application. Okay. With the help of web application, you can create the live code. You can also write the equations. You can also perform the visualization. You can also use the textbook or a notebook. So Jupyter Notebook, it is a open source web application. That means in order to no need to have an internet connection. It is work on the local host. It works on the local host. The by default local host is the 8088. 8088. See here. This is a local host. Sorry, 8888. This is a local host. 8888. 8888. So with the help of this notebook, you can share the documents. You can while sharing the documents, notebook documents basically. While sharing that notebook documents contain the live code. Live code means whatever the code you have written, and you can also write the equation. As a data scientist, for an example, we are working with the straight line formula. So can you tell me what is the formula for the straight line, guys? You might have studied in the school days. What is the formula for the straight line? Y is equal to
X
y is
plus
equal
B.
mx plus c. So I want to display this equation. How should I display? Suppose I want to draw the slope line. So this is the slope. How to draw this line? Visualization. So how to display? What will be the x-axis? What will be the y-axis? How to draw this line? This can be performed. This can be performed with the notebook, and as well as the text document. Text you can write. So I am writing the straight line equation. This is the equation is performed. All this thing. So the major components of Jupyter Notebook contains the four components. One is the notebook documents, notebook application, kernel. What kernel basically kernel does, convert the high level program into low level programming. Kernel basically converts the high level programming language into high level program language into low level program. So basically high level to basically low level mission understandable. Notebook dashboard. Dashboard means it will tell you about what are the different codes which is working under, what are the different terminals, what are the different notebooks are running. To understand that, we are using the notebook dashboards. Understand the notebook dashboards. These are the components. What are the different components of Jupyter Notebook? Notebook document, notebook application, kernel. So notebook, first of all, notebook document. So, okay, any questions guys before I go to the notebook documents? Notebook documents or notebooks are in lower case produced by the Jupyter Notebook. It is a computer code or digital. So you can read. So let's say what I am going to do. First of all, once you install the Anaconda Navigator and all, go to the Jupyter Notebook. Directly you can go to Jupyter Notebook. So for me directly it is not opening due to this. Let me open this one here. I will close. Go to the first of all Anaconda prompt. There is a thing called Anaconda prompt. Anaconda prompt. It is open the C drive and all. Here there is space Jupyter. See how I am writing Jupyter space notebook. Jupyter space notebook. This is Jupyter space notebook. Okay, Jupyter space notebook. Jupyter space notebook. So here this is the drive. I mean this is the dashboard basically. It is a dashboard, notebook dashboard. It is opened under the local host, like open source web applications, right? It's open on the web application. So you opened the Google browse. Do we require the internet connection? Definitely no, not require the internet connection. Now what happens? This is the dashboard. You can see the three things. One is the files. What are the local files available? Server running IPython cluster. By default, when you install the first time, you cannot see the cluster. We can see the only cluster. Once you need to install the IPython cluster. And running. Running means it will tell you about the what are the different codes which are running. So files means I am going to open the OneDrive, data, trainings, classes. These are the things. For an example, currently July 2020. the code. Maybe today is the here. This is the drive area. Here open, upload last modified file size. Here upload new. And the click on the new, you can see the Python 3. This is the application. You are opening the application. This is the application. You open the application. See here. Can you see the in? So here can you see the save button? Plus means new extra cell. Plus means you'll get the new cells. Cut. Okay. Copy, paste, upgrade and down, upsell cross. Run means running. Here you see the code tab. These are the different things. Markdown code. Code means you execute the code for. Markdown means notepad. So for an example, I can write the. Suppose you can write the heading also. Jupyter no longer is a special heading cells. Instead we write your headings in Markdown using the special character. So double slash. You can write the double slash. Double hash. Hash you need to write introduction to Python. So I can write here the code. I can write the notebook. Python is a open source. Python supports memory management. Python supports. See here, I am writing the code. Memory management. So Python supports exception handling. Python is having user log. It is having high user community, high user community. Okay. Just execute shift enter. So this is a notebook. This is a notebook document. Basically, you can as a notebook or document. We can write the code. Is a rich text document. This is a document basically. You can read. You can read. If you want to highlight this one particular open source, I want to highlight. I want to highlight this one as a bold. It's an open source. I highlighted. So what I have done? Just I write the double star. I will tell you in the next class. I will tell you what are the some secrets, what are the different shortcuts to highlight this one, all these things. Suppose if you look into though, it is a highlight color, some highlight color. Okay, some highlight. So if I want to write the maybe see, I don't want to see that. Maybe memory management. I don't want to see this one. That means I don't want to display something. Then I can do that. Memory management. Okay, we'll discuss. So as per this document, notebooks, all lowercase, produced by the Jupyter Notebook app, which contains the computer code as well as rich text elements. You can display the figures and everything. You can display the. So whatever the documents which contains the human readable format. Now any questions, guys? Any doubt? Any questions? Any doubt?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, good. Yeah, actually, is there any browser specific news that means for you it's opening in Chrome, for me it's opening in Internet Explorer. So which browser is best? Means is it fine for any browser? Or?
See here, you can use anything. I mean to say, by default, Jupyter is a much faster. Jupyter is a much better one as compared to this one.
Yeah.
Jupyter is a much better one.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. When I'm opening this Jupyter Notebook, yeah.
In this case, Google Chrome is the best one.
Okay, if then how I will change that one, Cody?
By default, you can change the settings of the systems when you install the program itself. By default task. So in your system, in a Google Chrome, go there in the Google Chrome by default, make it as a Google Chrome rather than Internet Explorer.
Okay.
Something in the history of something your settings itself here, you can get that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So okay, perfect. Now here, okay. So some people might have the something. So for example, some people might perform in Google Colab, maybe Colab dot research. So something, suppose something people writing something like this. collab.google collaboratory. Suppose I'm opening the Google collaboratory. Just I'm opening the Google collaboratory KSR dot conda 7. Some people might use the Google collaboratory.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please.
A screen icon. Screen was
Sorry,
stuck at Jupyter Notebook. Your
is
screen
it
is stuck at Jupyter Notebook. Yes.
for all or only for you? Can you see the Google collaboratory now?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir, I could
No.
able to see.
Sorry,
I'm able
screen
to see
cut.
it.
That means
Yeah, I
something
can
is
see
wrong
that.
with yours only, sir. Yeah. So go to the no, for an example here untitled 0. For an go to the Google Google collaboratory. See here Google collaboratory. We are just opening the Google collaboratory. Now here in this case Google collaboratory, whatever the Google collaboratory. Here also I can write the text. Can you see the code? You want the text means text format. Okay. You can write the introduction to Python. You can use the select and bold. Introduction to the now the Python. Okay. Under the Python again I will go the text format. Okay, you want to delete, you can delete also. You can delete here, see the delete set. You want to write here in this case. You can write. One is the Python is a open source. It supports for Python supports for memory management. Python supports for the memory management. You can also put the image and all. See here everything. Insert link. Insert image. Suppose I want to insert some image. Maybe some image from desktop. Cool image. Wait. Come on. Hey, what happened? Stuck. One second. Just image. Why it is not displaying? It should display. Why it is not opening? It was stuck. Hey, come on. Okay, you can insert the image also. Cool dot image. It will display. Wait. So that's how we can write the text also. Both in the here. Maybe it got stuck. Okay, no problem. Let's let it work. In the meantime, okay. So that is what the meaning of notebook document. So any questions on the notebook document? Any doubts on this? As we just mentioned, it's a human document. So you can keep the result, figures, tables, everything. We can keep the everything here in this case.
Yeah, okay. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just joined this session. I want to understand from you, like after opening the Anaconda Jupyter, how do we create a folder and how do we execute the file?
See, we created the folders. Particular location, I created the folder. Go once to there, go to the new and click on the Python 3. When you click on the Python 3, you will get this like this.
No, I mean to say, if I want to say day one, in day one folder, I want to create the file.
You want to
Like
create
let's
the
say, folder and I want to create the file, then I want to execute. So that
folder.
every day.
That's what I told you, right? Last session also I told you, go to the classes. For example, for me it is a classes. In the classes might be in the particular location, wherever the location, you know, the C drive or D drive. Go and there create a one folder.
Okay. But
And
before
then
class, you created training and you have created data folder, correct?
for me, the training is all the class I'll take, right? For classes, different batches
Yeah.
I created. So I just for your batch also on 2 days ago, for July 3 days ago, I just created one folder, DS_July 2021. Okay. And then I created these folders, archives, codes, and it. And just click on the codes, you'll get like this. Just click on the new symbol here, Python 3. Makes sense? Hello? Okay, and right. So now notebook documents are both human readable format. Okay, what is an? It is a server client application that also help us editing. It is a notebook application helping us editing, running notebooks via web browser. We are running with the web browser. So that's as I mentioned that it can be executed on local desktop requiring no internet access. So or it can be installed on a remote server access through the internet. So what do you mean by access through internet is nothing but Google Colab. Google Colab. So the one which have used the Anaconda navigator here, we don't require the internet connection. The one which I just opened here. That is the meaning here in this case. Guys are able to follow me? No. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Everyone are able to follow me?
Yes.
Yeah. So everyone have installed the Python or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Everyone
sir.
install? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Now, okay. Now we just install the Python and all. Perfect. Now what is the, we understand about the documents, we understand about the notebook application. Kernel also we know now. Now what we need to do, we need to perform the some basic applications. So dashboards and all. So basic commands. So before we write a code, we need to remember Python is a case sensitive programming language. So Python is a case sensitive. So what do you mean by case sensitive? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by case sensitive, guys? For example, I write the world, new world. I don't know what happened today. New world. This new world and new world are same or different? This new world is a new world same or different?
Different.
Different.
Both are. This one is different. This one is. Can you tell me what is the difference? In the first case,
Capital N.
here the
Capital
small n. Here in this case, capital N.
Capital N.
This is nothing but case sensitive. So Python is a case sensitive programming language. While writing the Python, we must be very careful. We must be very careful. So because Python is a case sensitive language. Okay. Now here, be careful while writing the variable names and the function names. I will explain what do you mean by variable names, what do you mean by function. So as we mentioned, the example I have taken, new world is not same as the new world. So here in this case, print function is not same as the small print. Okay, capital print is not same as the here capital letter, here the small letter. Both are not the same. So let me write some commands, guys. Can you execute these commands? So can you execute these commands? So basic commands in Python. So basic commands, we are just executing the basic. So if you want to highlight the text, I'll highlight this one heading. Just go to the Markdown. You can write the basic commands in Python. So what is the basic commands in Python, guys? So first one is a 2 plus 4. What is the answer, guys? General. What is the answer?
6.
2 plus 6. How do you execute? Now you may
6.
get a question. How do you execute? Execution means shift enter. Use the shift enter. Some systems it may work the control enter. Some systems you may use the shift enter. 2 plus 4. Next is the 10 into 5. 10 into 5. Now how to execute this one? So shift enter 50. Now print of print means print the values 50 comma 319 something 360. Suppose if I write the print capital print hello data scientist, it is a string. I'm writing the codes print. Can you tell me, can you see the above input and here, can you see any difference here? Can you look into any difference?
Yes, sir. Yes,
What is the
sir.
difference? What is the difference here?
P is in capital.
P is the
Capital P.
capital. When is the
Yeah.
P is the small letter? What is the color of the P when print in the small letters?
Green.
Green.
Green color. Now print in the capitals. What is the color?
Purple.
Black color. Black, right? So which means to say if the syntax error found something, it will display in the black color. So it will throw an error. So name print is not defined. So very, very clearly I am explaining, guys. If it finds any syntactical error, it will say that boss, something is wrong in your syntax. So that is a display in the black color. Suppose if I write the welcome to print, welcome to KSR consulting service, KSR consulting service. So print welcome KSR consulting. So just printing the, just print welcome KSR consulting service or welcome to simple to simple. Welcome to KSR consulting service. Now, any questions, guys? Any doubt? Any questions? Any doubt, guys? Is everyone clear? Any questions and any doubts? Go ahead,
Sir,
please. Go ahead, please.
Whatever we are writing the statement, if it is right, it shown correct output. Otherwise, it will show wrong, sir, automatically.
Correct. Okay. So, okay.
That's just I'm asking. Yeah.
Which one? Which one? I did not understand. Can you please repeat the question?
Whatever we are writing the correct statement, if it will print correct output. Otherwise, if the statement, if we write wrong, print capital P, it show automatically wrong output, right, sir? I mean, syntax is it shown wrong,
Yeah.
Wrong output.
It will throw an error, right? For an example, if you look at the input 4 and input 6, input 6 we have. Can you please keep the question? I mean, Santosh.
Sir.
Ma'am, please, can you please keep the mic and mute? You guys, two guys are discussing and you are asking the question here. While asking the question, at least one ask. Okay, print capital print here. Here the P is the capital letters. And hello data scientist. As per the rule, as we discussed, Python is a case sensitive programming language. P should be small letter. If it is the capital letter, because of that, it display in the black color. If it is the capital, it doesn't work. It will throw an error. That is called as name error. Name is not found. Print is not defined. If it is a correct syntax, then only displays the output. Otherwise, if it is a wrong one, it will throw an error. Here, see, the error also is given the arrow mark. Can you see the arrow mark? Which means the boss, here is the error. Wherever the error, there is an error. Okay, makes sense? Any question? Now you ask, sir, what is the trace back and all?
Sir,
go ahead, please.
Sir, can we edit in that line itself? Like capital P?
Yeah, you can do now. Print small print.
Okay.
You can edit also in the same line. But again, it will execute. Suppose now the below one input 6, the above one is input 7.
Okay.
I mean 7 inputs here. So now let's discuss the one more example, one more shortcuts. So okay. So first of all, if you want to understand that, okay, please go ahead.
That in stands for interpreter or input?
Input basically. Okay. Input. Okay. Now, can you, once you ask the question, after that, can you please keep the mic? I would request everyone on mute so that it will not get the echo kind of thing. So because we are recording the session, right? While listening the class again, it will be good for you only. Okay. Okay. So these are some basic comments. Let me explain you the something called about the, when you started the Jupyter Notebook. So there are several times, I mean, we have two types. One is about the cell type. The basic things you need to understand. The cell type. Here the cell type from the code to Markdown. Suppose if I write that this is the cell. This is the input. Current, like where my cell is. This is the current cell where my highlighted cell, which is the green color, right? Can you see where my cursor is? So which is in the form of code format. Now if I change to Markdown, what will happen? Now color also change, yes or no? Does the color change? Suppose in the code format, then what kind of color it is? Green color. Green color. If I highlighted one. If I change to Markdown, so Markdown. See, Markdown is also changing. So now what happens? The cell type here, whatever the cell type we have. Cell type. So cell from we can change. Cell type from code to markdown we can change. So one thing we can also use there is a help. There is a help. Can you see the help? There are the keyboard shortcuts. Can you see the keyboard shortcuts? What are the different keyboard shortcuts? These are the different keyboard shortcuts we have. Can you read so here F means find and replace. Command mode. For example, if you want to enable, suppose if I use the enable command mode. Suppose if I want to enable command mode. So go to the help. Can you see the keyboard shortcuts, guys? So you want to get everything, user interface shortcuts and all these keyboard shortcuts. Control Shift F, open the command platelet. Control Shift P, open the command platelet. You can use enter, edit mode. P means command mode. Open the command mode, Shift enter, run cell. Control enter, run selected cell. Alt enter, run cell and insert below. Y change the cell to code. Cell change to markdown. So for an example, M. For an example, let's say M. Press M. Control M basically. See here what happens here. Go to the keyboard shortcuts. Control M. Change the cell to markdown. Change the cell to raw R. Change cell to one heading, two heading, three heading. Like these are the different shortcuts. You can edit also, change the edit shortcuts. Can shortcuts, all these things, different shortcuts we have. Okay. For an example, escape M. See automatically markdown. Escape M automatically markdown. Go to the head markdown. For an example, escape R. Ravi converter. For an example, escape 1 heading, escape 2 heading, escape 3 heading, 4 headings, escape 5 headings. Like this will be there. So go to the help. I'm just explaining this thing. First, escape all these things. For an example, just remove this one. Okay, remove this one. Control Shift enter. Control Shift escape B below. Automatically one more create. Escape B one more. Escape B one more. Like this, we are creating the different cells. Understood? Are you able to follow me? Are you able to follow me, guys?
Yes, Koti.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Here keyboard shortcuts. Escape. You need to press escape to enable particular. Santosh, if you are speaking, guys, I would request you to please keep in mic mute and discuss with your wife. Okay. Suppose you want to delete the cells here. Delete the cells. How to do delete the cells? Escape D. Suppose I want to delete particular cell. This one. Escape D. Escape D. Escape D. D. Delete. Delete. Escape D. Okay. That's how we can delete these things. Okay. Any questions, guys? That's how we can delete this. So you can read from here whatever the keyboard shortcuts you want to understand. You can read. If you want to command mode, to enable the command mode, always you need to press the escape. Escape symbol is the top left corner of your keyboard. Always, for every laptop. Okay. So let me explain the few commands which are really important for us. Let me explain you the few commands. First one is about the. So we are going to discuss about the for Windows, Linux user, anyway, there are different buttons we have. Control, Shift and Alt. Control command, for an example, if you use the control. Okay, sorry. Say control. 1 second, guys. Okay, so Alt Enter, for an example, let me explain in the board. So if you want to write the Alt Enter, Shift Enter. So first of all, Shift plus Enter. What does it mean? It will help enter the run current cell. Run the only current cell, nothing else. What it will run the only current cell. For an example, run the current cell. Control L, Control Enter, Control plus Enter. Run the selected cell. Let me explain the difference between these two. So for an example, if I select these things, okay. So only shift enter means only. Suppose if I select all these things, multiple things, control enter, it will execute all these things. Control A and execute all these things. Only for example, shift enter means only particular one cell. Control enter means selected all the selected cell. That is the difference between the first 2 points. Is it clear, everyone? What is the difference between control and are you clear about this one? Shift enter versus the difference between control enter. Are you clear? Yes or no? Shift enter means
Yes, sir.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
How to select multiple cells?
Control A.
No, control A means all the cells, right? Multiple, I mean 2 or 3 cells. If I want to execute like 3 or 4 cells, how to do that?
So go ahead, shift. Oh, sorry. Alt. Sorry, Alt. Okay, oh, sorry. Alt. Where is Alt? Hey, why it is not selecting? I should select multiple. Control.
Control and select all cells.
Control is not selecting. I don't know. Something is wrong with my. Ideally, it should select control and it should work like the way it works in the this control and select. Okay, I will explain that. Maybe you restart and we'll see that. So Alt and Control S is the, for example, Control S. If I use the control, can you see here the after untitled? What is the last checkpoint? What is the last checkpoint? Can you see what is the last checkpoint? What is the time of last checkpoint?
26 minutes.
Suppose now I'm using the Control S. So what about now? A few seconds ago. Control S is nothing but save checkpoint basically. Control S is nothing but save checkpoint. Control S is nothing but save checkpoint. Okay, simple. Save checkpoint. Now, while in the command mode, to activate the command mode, always you need to press the escape. To activate command mode, always press the escape. Press escape. Enter take you into the edit cell. For an example, if I go and for an example, if I enter, automatically I can edit and edit. Escape enter also I can edit. For an example, I can edit. Suppose if I go here, where I put my cursor. Suppose if I enter here, I'm automatically edit the particular cell. Edit the particular cell. Enter means H. Escape H. Escape H. It will show all the keyboard shortcuts. So what I have done, escape H. It will show all the shortcuts. What are the shortcuts? Escape up means select cell above. For an example, here this is up and down, up and down, up and down. These are the up and downs. These are the up and downs. These are the up and down. Okay, makes sense? Up and downs basically. Are you clear about this? Are you able to follow me, guys? What are the different shortcuts? So that in the everyday it will be good practice for you. Shift plus up. Shift plus up. Shift plus up. So shift plus up means the up and down. Shift plus down, it will select the below down one by one automatically. Okay. For an example, escape A, insert the above. Escape A, insert the above. Escape B, insert below. Escape B, insert below. Okay. Escape X, cut the cells. Escape X, cut the cells. Escape X, cut the cells. Escape V, paste the information. Undo basically. Shift to V. Shift to V is nothing, paste the information. Press the D twice. For an example, D twice means delete the selected cell. For example, escape DD. Delete the cell. For an example, I have written the DFGH. Suppose I want to delete this cell. Escape. Press the D twice. Automatically delete this. For an example, if I write the Rangaraj, I want to delete this one. Escape. Press the D twice. Automatically delete that information. What we need to do? Escape. Press the D twice. Automatically delete the particular cell. Are you clear?
How to undo?
Undo. Escape Z. Sorry. escape Z. Escape Z, undo. Make sense?
Yeah.
Escape Y. Escape Y. What is Y means to change. Why it should change? Escape capital Y. It will change to cell to markdown, capital M to markdown. Escape M, markdown. Escape Y, cell. So here, remember, I'll write here. I'll show you an example. So for an example, here now tell me the selected cell, is it in the code format or markdown format? Selected cell is in code format or markdown code format?
Code format.
If I write the escape M, now
Markdown.
Markdown. Suppose if I write the escape Y, code format. So remember the point, escape Y is nothing but code format, escape M is nothing but markdown. For an example, control H is there here, escape M, everything is here. Everything here only we are explaining. Escape M, change to cell markdown, change to cell to code. This is what we are explaining now. Suppose, okay, someone asked me the question, okay, select all the cells. For an example here, escape K. So all the above cell. You will go to the above cell of the given date. Are you clear, Rengaraja? Are you clear? Srinath, are you clear? Shift plus shape. See, shift plus shape means, okay, one more point I'll explain. Now we are at this cursor, right? I want to see all the above. Shift space. I will go to the top. Scroll, I mean, space is nothing but scroll down basically. So you are in the scroll up, the first one, right? Space, scroll down basically. It will go to the scroll down. Okay. Shift plus tab. First one it will go. Shift plus tab. Okay. Control J, control incident, control descent, all these things. Okay. These are the some of the shortcuts which we really use in everyday our course. Now, any questions, guys? Any doubt?
What is the difference between code and markdown?
Code is nothing but to execute the codes, basically whatever the Python codes you have written. Markdown is nothing but we can use for notebook. For an example, let me explain. Now tell me, particular cell is in the code format or markdown format?
Suppose input 20 is in the notebook format, right?
I'll explain that. I will come to the point. So now tell me the selected cell in the code format or markdown format?
Code format.
Suppose if I write the 2 plus 5, I am writing the shift enter. What happened now? It created the input 21 code. Now, if I change the code to markdown, now if I execute, just display 2 plus 5. Makes sense? Clear?
I
Sorry?
get.
You did not get?
Yeah. First we get markdown. What is the change appeared there?
Sorry, sir. Can you please repeat the question?
Repeat that once.
So first of all, 2 plus 5. Now it is in the code for an example. If it is the code input, it will execute the code and display the output. What is the output will be? 7. Okay. Now it is the input 22, output 22. Now plus 2 plus 5. Now I change from code to markdown. You just display the 2 plus 5 only, nothing else. It will not display the output. Are you clear now?
Yes.
That is the difference between the code and markdown.
Excuse me, Koti.
Go ahead, please. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, one by one, I can answer all your questions. Go ahead, please.
Yes. This is like heading, right?
Which one? Markdown is nothing but heading. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Suppose if I write this one, okay, markdown is nothing but heading. Just like this, highlighted now. Go ahead, please.
And we have removed the cells with escape X and escape D and escape double D, right?
Correct. Double D means yes, correct.
Double D and D and X. So
yes.
one for delete and one is for DD also for delete and X is to remove. Is there any internal differences between these three?
See, if for example, if escape DD, I deleted. Suppose
Yes.
escape Z, I can able to get. So escape X also I do the same, but only it will go up and up. Escape only, for example, escape DD only for selected cell it will do. It will not go to the next cell prior.
Okay.
Only the highlighted cell. That is the difference. If I write the control X, automatically will go up to the top if you don't control it. Okay.
Cody, any difference between comments and Markdown?
So comments in the Markdown. See, Markdown we can write the heading as well as the notebook. Comments, if you're using the comments, that means in the comment, for an example, if I write the comment. Comment always write in the Python with the hash. Introduction to Python. This is the comment. If I write the hash, that means it will entire row is considered the hash. Suppose if you come the 2 plus 4, that's output will be displayed here. If it's a Markdown, it will never display the output.
This is subheading, right?
Yes, subheading. Yeah, particular cell subheading. Yeah. Okay. Any questions on that? Any questions? I mean, it is all about the questions. Ask me the questions. I can answer all your questions. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Koti. Once we have by mistake delete the data, we can able to restore or not?
Yes, we can do that. Control Z, escape Z. For an example, I have written the data science, right? So I am going to the escape DD, deleted, right? If I want to get the again data science Z, control Z, got it, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, now any questions, guys? Any doubt? Like, okay, any questions? Any doubt? So now, okay. Now, any questions, guys?
1 minute.
Go ahead.
Actually, see, you are first see here in 20 some DH is something you actually we printed and then we try to execute something, but it's thrown an error. Again, next we ran that command like that in 22, but in between we lost that line in 22. So will it be will get back? But,
no, not possible because we have overridden it, right? We re-executed it. It will not possible to get back.
Okay.
Because for example, now what is the input 23, right? You can see here now. If I execute now again 24, now execute now for an example multiple time 27. That means these many times I have executed. So it tells about how many commands you have executed so far. So you can tell that you can execute it so far 29 commands. Or 29 times you have executed so far this command. That is the meaning. Clear? Now any questions, guys? Are you clear about this one? Okay. Now, okay. You can write in one line. You can write the one line. For an example, okay. For an example, if I write the shift J, suppose shift J. Someone asked me if I want to select the only particular cells. I think select shift J. So it will shift J is the one thing. Or shift, okay. Now I want to this thing shift J. Plus once you shift J, then shift M. What happened? All they merge into one cell. Let me explain one example to all of you. This is the A. A is equal to 10. I will explain this all, guys. B is equal to 20. C is equal to 30. Now how many cells we have? 3 cells, right? Agree? Yes or no? Input 30, input 31, input 32. Shift J. It is not working. Should work. Shift J. Why it is not working?
Once enter escape and then you can do that, I think.
Yeah, I did that.
I think just you have to select cells.
Yes. Selected a cell. I will use the shift J. Now I want to merge all these cells into one cell. I want to merge all these cells into 30, 31, 32. I am using shift M. See, it became into only one cell, right? So first of all, what we have done, all these things merging the multiple cells into these things. So okay, okay. Any questions, guys? This is how I can execute this one. Maybe print of hello world. Print of hello data scientist. Forget about the spelling, guys. Print hello KSR. Okay. These are three cells. Print hello world, hello data. So shift K also. Okay, I'm writing the shift K or shift J also. Shift K select the up, shift J selects the below. Now I want to merge again. What we need to do? Shift M. One thing. Hello world. Want to display the first two. It will not execute, it just display. If I want to execute all these three, it will display. Okay, now any questions, guys? Any doubt? Okay. So any questions? Any doubt, guys? Okay. So okay.
Sir,
go ahead, please.
Sir, when we first open the Jupyter Notebook, definitely we need to save the folders before the run the program.
Yes, you have to create the folders, right? Because it will be benefit for you to. It is the best practice. It is not mandatory.
Voice.
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Sir.
Guys, 1 second. Hello. One by one. Please ask me that question. I can answer the questions. One by one. Please go with the one by one. I can answer all your questions, guys. First one. It is creating a folder. It is a mandatory, guys. If you are not creating, it is a. Boss. I would. Can you please keep the mics in mute? 1 second. Rashekar, can you please give the mic mute? Except the person who asked the question. Remaining all, please keep the mics in mute. Okay. One by one question. First question. The question is, if you want to create the folder is mandatory. Ideally, it is not mandatory. You can open the file anytime, anywhere. But for your better benefit purpose, you can save all your code at one place. In the real world industry, we do practice that, we do maintain the same structure. So it is mandatory to all to save the program or to code the, to save your code at one place. For that purpose, we require to store the folders or require to create the folders. Is it clear or doubt? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. Next question, please. Next question, please.
Yeah, Koti, can you select multiple instead of selecting all the instead of setting all, just you have given the 33 example ready 10 B20 30. So
no,
different,
not possible. Not possible that. Only in the one particular direction only possible, particular randomly it is not possible.
Okay.
Randomly.
How can we select it to? Just you had shown the example that can you repeat it actually? A 10 in single cell, B20 in other cell.
See, I want to select these two. For an example, these two I want to select. Escape, Shift to K.
Oh, okay.
Shift K. Then I want to merge these two. Shift M.
Okay.
Suppose now here I have 20 and 33. Escape, Shift K, and Shift M. And execute all these things. DGGH is not possible, so that is the reason. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any doubt on this point? Go ahead, please. Okay. Now these are some of the basics. Some of the basics where we can use the Jupyter Notebook. Where we can use all these things. Now, any questions, guys? Please let me know.
Yeah, after installing the Anaconda Jupyter, what are the ways to open? I have to open in browser, or I have to go for all programs, select Anaconda Jupyter. What are the ways?
See, always no need to go always Anaconda. Just go to the search button here. You can just type the Jupyter Notebook. You can open the Jupyter Notebook. You can get like this. You can get like this. Display like this. Files. Running OneDrive. For an example, maybe by default for me it is a training. Maybe OneDrive. It will display for me like this. I just click on the data. Trainings for me. My cases. In your case, it could be the different the way we have folders.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, one more example. I'll show you the some cheat cheat sheet kind of thing. What are the different cheat sheet? Okay. Now, suppose you want to open the existing one. Open the existing one. Go to the open. Go to the open. You can open the existing one from this one. Anywhere you can open the existing one. This is how I open the existing one also. Go to the simple open file, open existing one. Okay.
And same I can say here download as. If I want to download what you did, I can go and download as, correct?
Download. For an example, you want to download as HTML. For an example, when I ask you to submit the assignment, always you need to submit the format for me HTML format like this. Download. Like this, it will display when I download this. So whatever the commands, you have to submit the assignments for me HTML, because you are going to send me the assignments in WhatsApp. So I cannot able to open the IPython files in WhatsApp. So you need to go to the file, download as HTML. Like this. Make sense? Is it clear? Any questions, guys? Any doubt?
Yeah, if it's only HTML format, as you mentioned, like in WhatsApp, what are the other files we could not open?
Except HTML, we cannot able to open any other formats like these formats. IPython, PDF we can open, but I cannot able to open these things. We cannot able to open. Everyone uses the smartphones, right? How can you able to open the phone in all these things? Not possible, right? So better way, it is a better to open everyone is HTML is the best option. Okay. Now some of the commands already we discussed the escape on all this thing. So for an example, some examples I'll give you. Some magic. So some person magic. Suppose if I write the person magic, it will give some introduction. So magic function provides this series of functions which allow you to control behavior IPython itself. So different functions which just will explain these things later about this. Mutual exclusive, alias, what are the different strong. Okay. Suppose there is something example called percent automagic. Sorry, spelling mistake. Automagic. So automagic is off. So prefix is the line. I mean, automatic means automatic means automatically we are not preferring this. So automatic on. For an example, percent auto save. Auto save means automatically saving the file. Automatically always it will save the file. Okay. Percent HST history. So whatever the codes we have executed so far today, percent hist, it will tell you about the all the codes first starting onwards, from starting onwards to entire codes, all the codes it will display. Percent hist means, let me write down the print the command input and output of history. I'm just writing here. Percent hist means print all the commands, whatever the print commands of input and output history. Whatever the percentage. So percent PBD percent PDB sorry PDB on. So what happens, this one it automatically enter Python debugger after any exception. Automatically enter Python debugger. Debugging the code, automatically debug the errors, basically any debugger after any exception, any error, after any error occurs, PBD incorrect argument. Okay, use one. Okay, sorry. So these are the some of the example. Okay, so some examples we have percent time. So percent time. So wall time for 0, I mean, so for to execute the each cell, how much time it will take? Times in a single statement. Times a single statement. Times a single statement. Okay. Have any questions, guys? Any doubt? Percent x delete. I mean, x delete is nothing but delete a variable in the local scope. Delete a variable in the local scope. I mean, local scope means in the local. I mean, not local any variables. Percent who, for an example, these are the percent who. Maybe it is very new. I mean, ABC. We have created the different columns ABC. Remember, ABC. These are the what are the variable names you have created. ABC. Different names. Person who is. Person who underscore ls. It will be the list. Basically, all the variables we have defined in the list. For example, x is equal to 10, y is equal to 20, z is equal to 30. Now what happens? Person who means it will display ABC XYZ, right? Percent of who underscore ls XYZ. Is it clear? What are the columns? What are the now percent of history? At the end it should be XYZ. Percent XYZ. After the XYZ, we have discussed the percent who ls percentage. That's what we discussed. Percent who percentage always. That's how it works in this case. Are you able to follow me, guys? Maybe some function at this point it will be really difficult to understand. We'll discuss one by one. This is all about some basics or some kind of shortcuts to perform the Jupyter Notebook. These are in our daily classes. These things we are going to discuss. So actual session about the Python will start in the tomorrow session, guys. Start means stop. I mean to say how